The main objective of Utthan's journey, which started in 1981, was to facilitate access to human rights to the most disadvantaged communities. Its major approach and mission has been to organize and strengthen the voices of the most marginalized sections, mainly women and others such as Adivasis, Dalits, poor and minorities, in pursuit of their rights and justice. With women's leadership and any kind of issues can be challenged. But there is also a need for a long-term vision and strategy. Utthan experimented with innovative idea of plastic-lined ponds for drinking water. After a long struggle with acceptance by government in policy for strengthening local water resources such as check dams, wells, roof rainwater harvesting in the water tanks at household level, women were able to make a move towards achieving their water security and safety. But do we only have just water problem? The massive human rights violation is also of caste ethnic discrimination and untouchability.
We have gone through the experience of caste discrimination and untouchability in this area. As an example, Nafisa Ben would be offered tea in a glass saucer and I would be given tea in a metal plate. We both started resistance against this. The first response started from Bhangar, where a Koli Patel friend, Jashoda, started to eat with me, taking me to her house. People used to abuse both of us, that these women are useless, but this lady challenged them.
Utthan facilitated preparing women to challenge exploitation by moneylenders and oppressive patriarchy.
They broke the borrower's hand. At that time, in our women organization there, we had very strong women leaders. They would raise their voices against any exploitation.
The journey of quest for human rights brought Utthan to tribal areas. The tribal communities of Dahod, Panchmahal are one of the most disadvantaged. Utthan started working in 94-95. While for Utthan was helping the communities to address the issues of employment, water land rights of people, especially by organizing women, a man-made catastrophe struck which shook up the ongoing activities. No, the winds of earthquake had already passed. These had been the events that were orchestrated after February 27, 2002. This made Utthan ask so many questions to itself. The process of empowerment, change and development efforts which Utthan had initiated, did it include all the vulnerable sections of the society? Was there any contemplation done on the issues or inclusion of area's Muslim community? Was there ever a deeper thinking and foresight on their victimization due to identity politics? Was there any sensitization around tribal identity? Perhaps everyone was caught sleeping.
We got very troubled. We spent 4 days in the jungle. The tribals lived there. They cooked and fed us. Small kids were starving and thirsty. We roamed around quite a bit. We wandered around a lot. On 4th, 5th day, the army men took us from the tribal area.
If they would not have taken us from there, we would have been finished on the same day. It was the last day.
There was nothing left out in our suffering. The way people's crowd came and threw stones on our houses and did stuff like that, we ran away from our home and came to Santrampur.
I have studied till the ninth standard.
Then why didn't you study further?
Didn't study. After these 2002 riots, they didn't allow girls to go out much. We used to live in Rampur. We didn't know where we would live next. We used to live in a rented house. We left our houses in the same clothes we were wearing. We did not carry anything from our houses. When we didn't know where we'd live, how would we know where we'd study? Yes, after this, peace has been prevailing. But now they don't allow girls to go out much after 2002.
We used to do housework, we used to cook in the house, and all of a sudden they attacked, and we had to leave everything behind. And they came to beat us, came to throw stones. They fired bullet shots, then we ran. We went to our masjid. There in our masjid, all the people of our community were there. Then people came from outside. All the people from our village got together and they surrounded the masjid. And they confronted us. Then they took us to Dahod. While going to Dahod, on the whole way they harassed us, threw stones at us, did firing at us, burnt people, robbed us, burnt vehicles, killed the human beings, slaughtered them. They did things like these.
To her mother also.
They surrounded her, and after pulling her out, they slit this whole stomach, pulled her intestines out and chopped it into pieces. And they killed my mother and her mother, both, right there, right then.
How does one change the screams of these wounded and looted people in the strong voice for justice?
In the year 2002, on 3rd March in Bhavnagar, many Muslim people's houses were burnt down and there was a curfew laden. And just 2 months back, this kind of event had happened that a famous lawyer from Bhavnagar had bought a house in the Hindu locality. He was given the highest possible rates. A Brahmin guy sold him the house and he paid rupees 36 lakhs for this. Vishwa Hindu Parishad organized a Ram Dhoon there the next day. And they, in the Muslim community, initiated a procedure to prevent him from buying this house. So much so that they declared Bandh for the entire Bhavnagar. It's not that it hasn't happened in Kathiawar or Saurashtra. At that time also in Bhavnagar, there were death counts and there was firing done in Akwada Madarsa.
If women were to go inside, women would get beaten. And when men would go inside, no one would bother the men.
That means women also participated in this.
Yes, women were also there in robbing people.
They threw stones, they came to burn things and they beat people. Yes, we ran away. We came back after 2 months.
There is a village away far from our village where there is a shop owned by a Muslim brother. During the 2002 riots, during that period, this poor man, Hindu crowd chased him and made him leave.
During 2002, when the communal riots happened, only one kind of community, Muslim community, was targeted. When there was this fracture that had happened between both the communities. The division that had occurred to make sure that this kind of disaster does not happen again and this kind of manslaughter does not occur again.
The strategy which this organization adopted since 1981 to address the issues of the area. As Utthan, we felt that in these organizations, how we bring secularism views.
In 2002, the massacre which took place, whatever impression has emerged in our community and also the massacre which happened in Gujarat, as an organization we felt that we believe from our hearts that whatever this massacre happened is human rights violation. This thing cannot be tolerated for any reason or for any community.
But after 2002, whatever incidents happened in Panchmahal and Godhra, and then our organization has changed its strategies, and it was felt that for whom we are doing this development, be it water or sanitation or any watershed or any other natural resources in question, for whom are we doing all this? The organization understood this point.
There is this one thing, as Utthan, during the struggle in the year 2002, in which all the massacre that happened, depending on which, as the Utthan team, we realized that this was one very bad act by which the humanity had died, and because of which so many people had to suffer, by which we got shaken up from inside. We felt that how could we do this? There's nothing that has happened, and it could so happen in this area that it would be igniting with a matchstick. And if any such thing were to happen, they would think that these Utthan people are working on igniting the issues. Nobody knew how to execute such tasks. And then, from what was necessary, it was felt that we, as an organization, will need to prepare such strategies that would address these issues, and we will need to prepare a team for this.
Got a newer understanding and new ways. Unity, equality. Struggles and leadership found a new light of new definition. New meanings, new trainings, new games. Altogether extending justice and development towards new horizon of justice and development.
The main objective of the Utthan organization was to work secularly only. The team, if you look at it from the beginning, it was working secularly only, especially the women's organizations, the organizations which came into existence in which people from all the communities and religion were associated. But after 2002, when it was decided in the organization to work very hard, and we had cooperation from our team, and the plan that was floated about terms, with team's help, we could execute our actions further.
Utthan works in about 3 areas, tribal areas of Santarampur and Limkheda. And if you talk about coastal area, they work in the areas of Bhavnagar and Amreli. Although there's not much effect of this in Amreli and Bhavnagar. But when in 2002, there was a massacre in Dahod area, and the tribal men and women from there, they were being used.
There is this other thing. This has not happened in this area, but people from this area, there was this kind of thinking that was arising that this community is like this and that community is like that. Because of these riots, be it youth, women or men, an understanding would be created that how all these things have happened, why these things have been moved forward by making it instrumental by politicizing it. These kind of clarifications were also done with people at the village level, so that though these issues did not happen in this area, but to develop specific understanding in the people so that it does not occur in the future.
In Ekta Women's Organization, in the Federation, I'm a secretary. And there's this Muslim woman from village Suksar, who's the president in the Federation. There are 36 villages in Ekta Women's Organization.
Then we joined the organization after 2002 with these people. Then we got together and created a united entity. Yes, we created a society.
In these villages, it's not like in one village only Hindu community lives, and it's not like in another village only Muslims live. In the end, Hindus and Muslims are all human beings. If this cannot be sustained, then there would be separation in between them. Then there would be disharmony.
I'm Baluben and I'm a resident of Ghogha Taluka's Neswad village. And we have created an organization of 1200 women in which I am working as a president. In this organization, we have included all the women, the Dalit women, the Muslim women, also Devi Pujak women or Bharwad women, Koli women or Darbar women. All these women, I have included them in all various committees, and also I have made them join collective savings. They are all involved. And now it is so that still there are marginalized women left out.
The movement that is going on right now will make people understand. Because here it is said that not much of an effect was seen, but there's a possibility of this happening in future. So to prevent this from happening, we should try to raise this issue. On the issue of secularism, people should have some awareness.
So that the organizations which are existing right now at the taluka level. Rajula has Women Development Organization, Bhavnagar has Samarthan Mahila Sangathan. So in these organizations now, we can see that at first 99 to 100% women were from Koli community. Now in the same women organization, there are 45% of women from other communities. From this, almost 15% of the women are from Muslim community, 15% Dalit women, 5% Devi Pujak, and the rest from other communities. This way, you see the whole federation.
If Muslim women become our members, there will be more awareness since there's not a lot of partnership with Muslim women. Hence, we need to get a lot of Muslim women to become our members.
Now, after 2002 riots, they've become so active here, and especially Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Bajrang Dal, and they have now created united entities in villages. And there's one mission already in motion to spread separatism between people. Hence, in this youth organization, it is my objective, and also it is my expectation that more youth joins this organization and the issue of separatism does not arise in the coming future. To prevent such events in Saurashtra, what happened in Ahmedabad and North Gujarat, if these youth organizations are active, it is possible that this may not even happen.
The platform which was created for the Hindu, Muslim, or tribal organizations to strengthen this platform more, how to make their livings and earnings heavily dependent on each other's living, and how to make it stronger. For this, we decided upon when Muslim people who do not own land and tribal own lands, and from this land whatever is reaped, how women from Muslim organizations can also make living out of this. Similarly, Muslim people have specific skills like embroidery, etc. And how to get these tribal people also know the skills, so that during these activities, they make friends with each other, talk about each other.
When we started, there would be chit-chats on Dhobi Ghat. They will meet each other. There could be chit-chats on the hand pumps or talks on check dam.
We felt that it was very important that there should be a secular viewpoint should be brought in this. That is why, in the day-to-day work, the way we bring general viewpoints during work and similarly other points during work. Similarly, if we feel that how these events have been happening concerning to Muslim community, other communities can also understand them, that they have some rights.
How Muslim women and other women can come together for this, be it about ghat for washing clothes in water or building elevated toilet with a flooring, we decided about such water points where both the communities can come together and sit, and be it about water or sanitation, they can work together. And like this coming together, how to eliminate this gap which is there in between them, there have been efforts made for this. And in every training about water and sanitation, how to bring more sensitivity and how to decrease hardships is achieved by this training about water.
I have started sewing classes because women did not go out, and these Muslim women from our community did not go out, and they were a little frightened. So I understood, that if I would start sewing classes, these women will start going out. They'll become aware, start coming to the meetings, start speaking. Women don't speak, so they would also start talking, and they can move ahead. That is why I have started.
A new strategy has been evolved on the basis of analysis and experience. New interdependent economic activities were encouraged in this area between Muslims, tribals, and Dalits.
In these last 2 years, in the last year, mangoes worth rupees 12,000 were grown, and lemons worth about rupees 5,000 was grown, and amla worth about rupees 8,000 were grown. Vegetables were also to be grown.
And whom do you supply these vegetables?
That also is supplied to Kaji Sheth in bulk. We have more of personal relations than money relations. That is why we supply him.
Do they own farmland?
They do not have any farmland and they do not have any other business. That is why they take supply from us and do the business.
We supply to Muslim women because they do not have any farmland capability, and we have got farmlands. So we reap and prepare ginger and we will supply it to these women.
Hence, they have put the hand pump in our courtyard. They have also built a water tank for us.
Nothing was there, and now we have toilets and also bathrooms.
We've gotten together and have created an organization named Aman Ekta Yuva Organization in Sanjeli. After creating this organization, there were these educated unemployed men whom we have brought together with us, working together. We had made efforts to eliminate unemployment together. And then we felt if we can bring people from all the community and work together, and if we can do like this, some kind of business, we contacted Vijay Bhai in this village. And now we have almost all Dalit, Muslim, tribal, people from all kinds of community in our organization. And now that we have started fish farming activity in this lake.
બધી જ કોમ્યુનિટીના લોકો છે અને આપણે આજે તળાવમાં આપણે મચ્છી ઉછેરની પ્રવૃત્તિ ચાલુ કરી છે.
Then we obtained knowledge about fish farming. If we do like this, it would be good. We have this big lake in our village, but no one had done anything like this in so many years.
This was altogether an issue of human rights, and later, after providing various trainings, I got to understand that everyone has their right, human right.
Conflict. If we talk about conflicts, there are so many kinds of conflicts. In the beginning, for this subject, I took many trainings and got understandings.
The efficacy of trainings got changed, found new directions, found new understanding. Along with this, the capabilities got enhanced. Self-confidence was increased. The true social situations emerged in its true form.
So it is MSC, most significant change.
This message.
Exactly. Tools, yes.
This is a tool.
Remember, many years ago we had it about Sri Lanka, we discussed this. The power of mobile. I think one fantastic factor was in Egypt was fearlessness. The fear factor, fearlessness.
ડર વગર નિડરતાપૂર્વક લડવું સામે
I don't need to read any book. I create my own stories from my own experiences and listening to others' stories. Then I am a human being. Otherwise, I am someone's pet bird.
मैं मानस हूँ, नहीं तो मैं किसी का पोपट हूँ.
This father Walis, he mentioned that the dangerous phrase like "this will do" should not be there in Gujarati thesaurus.
ગુજરાતી શબ્દકોશમાં ના હોવું જોઈએ.
હું આદિવાસી સમાજમાંથી આવું છું.
I'm coming from a tribal community, and we, especially tribals, in the sense, are not Hindus. Even I did not know that tribals are not Hindus. We all thought that tribals are Hindus. So we got this awareness that now tribals are not Hindus.
જાગૃતિ આવી.
They are tribals, but for the vote's sake, they have made us Hindu.
When we came after learning all this, we felt that our culture has been much better. It has been very good. There was happiness and peace, and all this has been diminishing now.
અમારી ઓફિસમાં અમે લોકોએ જે
In our office, we have all these symbolic signs. What they mean, we made the team understand about them. We have not limited ourselves at just understanding, but also from the identity of our office, we decided that religion-related symbols should not be there.
ના હોવા જોઈએ.
Peace and conflicts after 2002 whatever, the infrastructure and change that happened in people, you can also see that in community festivals, vegetarian and non-vegetarian, both kinds of foods are being served now, and people also sit and eat together.
That is exactly why the new generation which is getting prepared now, and our strategy is also the same, that we teach secularism in the schools also, which is our new strategy, so that this issue cannot be occurred again in the future also.
We have been talking the whole thing considering the issue of secularism in our organization, from which we have prepared many leaders, and these leaders have been executing school programs.
For new social formation or creation, it may require to begin from the very scratch. In the children's tender minds, the seed of equality, unity, and love for each other can be sown. By diverse cultural programs, they could get freedom of expressions and also get introduced to various cultures.
The education is still the same, but it involves knowledge with playfulness.
The energy which is lying in the child, so that this energy can grow, would start speaking up and would start taking the leadership role on his own.
If they've been taught from the childhood in the school, then he would be able to be a good civilian, and he would not carry any discriminating views for anybody.
And then we spoke about festivals, that if it's Diwali, only Hindus would celebrate, or if it's Holi, only tribals would celebrate. If it's Eid, only Muslims would celebrate. And then, from 2004 till today, we respect all religions, and all women and men of all religions would get together, and this way they would celebrate religions.
Holi?
It is our festival.
Yes, we all together celebrate.
When it is Muslim women's festival, we all celebrate.
Navratri also we all together. Whatever their rituals are, we got to know about them, that what are Bharwad community's rituals and what kind of social issues, laws are coming in the way, what kind of social restriction are coming in the way, what kinds are coming in the way of Devi Puja community or Muslim women or Darbar women or Koli women. We get to know rituals of all the communities.
Then now in NAPE, in these youth committees, the Hindus and the Muslims, Dalits are all together, and now these people organize Navratri celebration.
And with this, in all the historical places and the places which has common interests, with getting all together, we arrange visits, inspiration trips with people of all the communities.
I also went. I visited all the places. Hindus, Muslims, Christians. We went to all the places from all religions. After visiting all different religious places, we got very familiar with them.
Agra, Delhi, all places, there's a symbol of moon and star. But the Sultan of Gujarat, Ahmad Shah Badshah, showed the epitome of coexistence, that the people leaf, which is worshipped in Hindu community. It is an auspicious tree, right? The people leaf had been made as the state symbol of the whole Gujarat kingdom.
Exposure to places and traditions of syncretic, rich heritage helped in building the understanding of coexistence of diversity and pluralism and breaking the biases between the two communities. New perspective was built to look at beauty, sculpture, architecture, music, such performing arts which not only give us happiness but also give us an understanding of equality. That was also realized.
I also had this prejudice earlier that we cannot eat at Muslims' place or cannot eat at Dalits' place. I also had prejudices in my mind, but when I get to know all of this, then I felt that we were all humans.
Basically, I did not have any bias towards Muslim community. However, I can talk about this firmly that there's a small change in myself, that I was limited by having Muslim friends. But I did not work with a focus that we need to work differently on them, that they are marginalized and their human rights are being violated, and that we need to work differently on these issues, that we need to focus on this. And also in a family, when we observe, if we talk about our village or talk about community also, there are shops owned by Hindu and by Muslim. Generally, where do you shop from? Whom do you avoid? And whom do you pay attention to?
I always write on Facebook that equality is not only about us, right? It is about the whole world. But if we start with us, then we can take this equality forward.
I myself am coming from a Dalit area, and it is an area with mixed community in which more than 50% Muslims live. It is natural that people who live in our neighborhood, we might have some conflicts with them, because of which I also had specific thoughts which I had acquired from the society only. They were prejudices.
I used to believe that Muslim community means this and Dalit people mean that, but now, what all I can understand is that in a society there are political entities which make people, and especially communities, targets, and how they create such thoughts into people. I've got more understanding of analyzing all this and understanding the correct thing.
I'm coming from a Brahmin community, and what area I used to live, it is about 15 years back, which is Mangrol area, where 70% of the population who lives there is Muslim. Back then, we had this impression in our minds that when you go to a Muslim area, there used to be a fear existing that they are quite aggressive, and if anything were to happen, we would be in trouble. Or when you go to a Dalit's home, then you don't drink water. There was this one kind of impression in the mind. But after joining the organization, the secular environment in which I joined, since then, this impression which was there in me got diminished slowly. Yes, this has also happened that people from other areas, be it people from Muslim community or also Dalit people, with them there is one friendship and telephonic relations have also started. And when we got together, relations of exchanging thoughts have also gotten established among us.
If I were to talk about the change in myself, this positive outlook got developed. I myself have realized that in any work, in any committee, be it women or young men, we have to associate them with us. We didn't have this consideration that if there's any person from minority in this, if there are Dalit people in this, we should involve them. This kind of point of view has got developed now, which was not there before. There's this other thing. When I was younger, I did have Muslim friends, Farzana, Farida, and all those. But working on this kind of work in the organization, we have to meet many civil society members, in which there are Dr. Qureshi, Usman Bhai Patrakar, or be it Imtiaz. So all these kinds of friends which are there, with whom it's not like we have work only for organization related stuff. But suppose there's any house related work, or I myself feel some kind of necessity, hence a kind of relationship that my friends of different kinds have increased, in which I myself have many Dalit friends now.
જુદા પ્રકારના મિત્રો અત્યારે વધ્યા છે એની અંદર દલિત મિત્રો પણ ઘણા છે.
And earlier, they used to make us cover our faces completely. They used to make us wear these ghagras.
How to fill up the forms, how to contest elections, how to become members. We didn't have any such experience. But after joining the organization and attending meetings, we got to know. And in person like myself, felt that really, only we, though we're small people, it does not matter. My husband asked me if I would contest election. During election, and where they count votes and all, I would also be able to go everywhere. I said yes, I will go. Then I said with daring that if you want to break my teeth, it is right here in the taluka, at Mamlatdar's place. Come if you dare. You come right now and stand in front of me. Come, don't you leave, I said. And I came to fill up and submit the form in public. You have to go to the booth, right? Then there are other members from Navanagar side, and our Sarpanch was poor, who didn't come. And I was there alone at the election booth. He held my arm and told me like this, "Hey, old lady, you get out." Like this. You will not get anything. You will get smashed with our beatings. The whole place was full of men and the women with like this. This auntie said, completely covered faces. I removed my sari from my head. I said, come, I will stand here and be available at this booth. I will see how there could be duplicate voting, I said. How could anything be wrong? Not a single vote should be wrong, I said.
Yes, I was going to contest the election. Then that man said that this is not a woman's reserved seat. You cannot contest. Then I asked why I cannot contest. For me, this is a general seat and I am going to contest. And neither my husband nor my kids had asked me anything. My village people have also not asked me to contest. But it is my courage that I will contest.
People from other villages also have understood our organization and our thought process, and they know now. And we have such applications also that we want to join this organization.
I can also give you an example that Kasi Ben from Bhuteshwar, when one came to know that this woman is a Dalit, that person did not drink water from her earthen pot. But now, the same person with all the women eats together during the meetings.
If we boast that we have crossed 2,000 people, and in these 2,000, there could be one or more person who could make an issue out of this. For this, we're also facing a challenge that how to get different opinion people associated with all these processes.
Means there has been a huge change now. Men would allow us to go, otherwise they did not let us go out of the house. When in Godhra, in the Haider society, they would beat up women and took the men as bandits, and women at that time, when we needed to go to our collector office to submit an appeal letter, we also went and lent those women support. They still remember this.
Those policemen arrived at 12 at midnight there and bet women and took them to the police station. They locked the women up there. Then, When we went to the meeting, we all the women got together, Hindu, Muslims, and all the women, and we told women that this is what has happened in Godhra. Hence, let us all go. Then we went. Women showed us bruises from beatings, and they were crying. And we told these women that, sisters, please don't cry. And we're also together. We're all together, don't worry. This way we calmed those women down. When we went to the rally and policemen asked us that this is a Muslim women's rally, why you Hindu women have joined? We said that we've joined Ekta. We Hindus and Muslims are united. We do not discriminate anything. We're also with them.
Firstly, we did not know anything at all, that like this, we women also have so many rights we didn't know about it.
The effects of globalization has not left out anyone, be it the coastal area or the tribal area. In the field of farming also, this is not a smaller challenge. It destroys local waterland and various seeds.
This is a proven and researched germination. That is why these women would not need to buy new germination for the last 3 years. And the one which comes from the government, that needs to be bought every time. It is a government policy that there is a multinational company called Monsanto, with which Gujarat government has done big agreement.
Farmers also have smaller land in our area. That is why so it is like this corn gets produced more in smaller land and grows with lesser water. That is why the corn which we make is also sufficient for farmers to eat.
The disputed land, which is there regarding Ayodhya temple, there was a judgment that was to be declared, and I received 4 SMSs and received statistical information that there are 50 such temples whose pujaris have claimed that Lord Ram was born there, so that there can be a positive effect be created in the youth. For that, the youth organizations have started this new experiment between the young people that by sending each other youth correct statistical information.
When human rights get violated related to this, justice and peace, we transform the messages. For example, if someone abused a person verbally or any such incident would occur, and if he wants to go for human rights to judiciary, then there is atrocity. We support them enough.
National, international, and regional. These organizations which work on secularism increased our associations with such organizations, staying together with these organizations.
That is our strategy. Yes, staying together with these organizations, whatever kind of support is needed at area level or state level or interstate level, we lend them support and we also receive support.
That means not only with women or women organizations, we also make other organizations which are in a district to join together with us, because we believe that this should spread in people rather than organization.
If I talk about right to have information from the information office, from which a lot of conflicts have arisen in the village, and they've also received many threats by sarpanchs and many people that and have been harassing them in the visible and non-visible many ways. And despite of all this is happening, youth have decided that we will do this work, and it is also happening.
હેરાન કરવામાં આવે છે અને આ બધું થવા છતાં યુવકો એક રાખ્યું છે કે ના અમે આ મુદ્દાને લઈને કામ કરીશું ને અત્યારે થઈ જ રહ્યું છે.
For every community, there's been a peace committee established with which the youth has been associated. These young people involve men and women. All, if any event happens, it is being discussed together, brings a solution, and before it spreads widely in any other village, they get together before this and solve it.
If you see, there has been Aman Yuva Ekta organization created at a village level in the Dahod and Panchmahal area. This organization has been created covering 36 villages, in which about 863 young men and women have joined this organization. And especially the main objectives of the Aman Yuva Ekta organization is to cover all the communities like Bakshi Panch, Dalit, Muslim, and have created the organization. Yes, especially the incident which happened in 2002, during which those who were affected, we got their cases reopened. so that they would receive compensation.
Like this, the organization that has been created and people that have been told the correct information with which a conflict has been prevented.
In Vanita Sangathan, there has been different communities created in which many women have been working. There has been Justice Committee, a working committee, and there has been a germination and grass committee.
There is one justice committee, one is land ownership, and there's an economic committee.
If someone would do this to you then how would you feel? That person is also a human being, right? Suppose someone kept hands on your heart throughout the night. Would you let them allow? Speak, would you?
I will keep my wife in a better way, and I will not do any kind of beating, harassing, etc.
He is my husband only. We own a lot of property, farmland, and all belongs to me, and my own husband has kept another woman since past 25 to 30 years. And that's why they also rope me in that you're like this and you cause fights in the house. You are like that, and if you want to stay, then stay or else leave. Then I said, where would I go now? But I was not associated from the beginning in the committee, and I had no sense that I used to stay fearfully. If these people would throw me out, then where would I go like this? And then I joined Ekta organization and I took Justice Committee and all the trainings, and I started attending all these committees, started to visit offices. Then I realized that I should give them a fight, and I did not fight. And it has been many years now, and it is of no use. Everything is gone. And that guy is sitting with another woman, and no one behaves nicely with me even now. They live like this only. They would barely speak with me, and if they are passing by, then also they would not ask. If anything is needed in the house, no one would ask me. If there's any wedding or festival, then also nobody would ask. In the sense, they are very against me. This has been going on with me, myself only.
Have you studied, Mumtaz?
Yes,
How much?
10th.
Up till 10th. Then why didn't you study further?
They got me married, that's why.
Got you married? How many children do you have?
2.
And do you?
Both go to school.
Okay, they're studying. Good. What do you work as in the Justice Committee?
For people who are getting harassed, those who are getting harassed at the in-laws' place, we go to them. And we go and get them justice, and we make them understand. Go here, go there, go to women's organization. If it still does not get resolved, file a case in a police station.
For Saista, it's been 4 years since her wedding was performed. And at her place, her in-laws, her parents got her married at a very young age. They sent her to her in-laws' place. But since she's been there, she's got no happiness. They beat her, they also threw kerosene on her. They took away her child. Then she came back to her town, Sant. From there to her parents. Then I told them that you people, though she is getting so much of difficulties, you should file a case against them, the in-laws. They filed a police case, these people. Police went to their place, they arrested them. But police took bribe money and released them. There has been no legal procedure done for her case. Then we got her case reopened again. He does not come to the proceedings when he's been called upon. Now she is here. For her boy child, we filed the case again, so that she gets her child back. He came bringing the child.
The people in my house threw kerosene. It was Mohsin.
Her husband.
Why?
He wanted to kill me. In the sense, he used to hate me. He wanted to kick me out of the house, so that he would bring another woman like that.
This girl's case had been filed in the court. This girl's husband has done LLB. Then we were told at the Justice Committee women that you wear bracelets and wear earrings in the ear, and that you are jimmies, skirts, what you guys would be able to do then. Then these Jimmy Wallies and women with bracelets, they only got this lady all her jewelry, all the dowry, wedding gifts, rupees 1 lakh, everything.
Whatever work is not being done in the court, these women are doing that work.
Whatever facilitation government has done, this number 16 and women's police station, this division police and that police, these are the structures made just for the name's sake. Wherever women are in trouble and where they need cooperation and support, she gets no such support there.
We are more and more women from Koli community. We should make such women join. Like there are Dalit women, there are Muslim women, or be it women from any other community. We have to make as many women join as possible.